web development, and in this session I'm going to tell you something very much interesting things, and we will be talking about the hosting, the name, the term. We're going to discuss about the term hosting over here. What is hosting? How hosting is important for your websites? What are the different kind of hosting? What are the price web service providers charge for the hosting? The domain, what is a domain? URL you can say, or the website name. And at last we will be discussing about how to host your HTML website for free for lifetime, and so that you can share the link to your friends so that they can view what you have developed and what your website is all about. So as looking on the day 6, we're going to learn about Google Drive details. What is Google Drive? We'll be learning how to host your web application on Google Drive, hosting process, getting your website link. Once you host your website, the term hosting is a very technical term. You can call it uploading your website. You can also call it uploading your website on Google Drive or uploading your website on web server. Okay, this is the term which a common people use, but in technical term we called it hosting. And we will be getting a link through which we can distribute the URL so that other people can also see our website, and doing some modification with the link also. The link which Google Drive gives us, it's a very long link, so how to cut it short. So all these things we're going to discuss about in this session. From last few sessions we have discussed about the making of a website, how tags are being used, how images are being used, how to download an template we just did yesterday only, how to modify that particular template according to the client, according to your convenience, your business, we saw yesterday. Though the 7 days is not a very long period or to understand the development of website, it requires many you can say a lot of effort and time also. The more time you give, the more you learn. It's a kind of a thing like that. So I will be starting this session by telling you an example. Okay, there are, if you invite somebody to your house, what are the 2 things required for you to give your friends? Number 1, the address of your house. The second thing which is mostly important is that your house should be there on your given address. Means if you just give your address to your friend and when the friend arrives to that particular address, they will find a plain ground or a plain plot over there, but no house. So that is also not a correct thing. Both the things are important. Your situation, your house should be situated in that place of which the address you will be giving to your friends. Now in here, in our you can say technical terms, we call it, the address is called the URL or the domain name, and the house which through which the address your friends come to your place, that particular place is called the hosting. Okay, just imagine you have a domain name, or you can say address, www.mutebreak.com, for example, www.mutebreak.com. If you will type mutebreak.com on your browser, or you can techcat.com on browser, what will you see? You see the website. If you type mutebreak.com, you will see Mutebreak website, Mutebreak application. If you type techcat.com, you will see the techcat website. So the domain name, the address, will take you to that particular position, will take you to that place where this site is being hosted, where this site is situated. Okay, so when you type something on your browser, that link is connected with the server DNS, and when you type the link, that address, internet fetch that address to the web server and goes to that web server and opens the website. So for this, both the things are important, the address also and the website also. For example, you have your HTML website on your computer. You have booked your domain on the service provider like GoDaddy, HostGator, or any other service provider, but you haven't uploaded your website to the web server. So what will happen when somebody types your URL, when somebody types your domain name, they will not get anything. They will be taken to a page, a default page, which is written parking page and whatever page the service provider uploaded. They will not let you to your website. Why? Because your website is not being situated, or you can say your website is not being uploaded, or you can say your website is not being hosted on a web server. Both the things are important. Your website should be hosted on a web server, should be uploaded on a web server, should be there situated on a web server, and when somebody types your domain name, that address will be linked to your hosting space of the web server, and then only your website can be open, will be seen by the user. So this is the example of I can give you for the hosting and the domain name. So let's see some examples also. Let me just give you an example. When you will open Google Chrome, search for GoDaddy, search for HostGator and Hosting Raja, and there are many service providers. They have a different hosting plans. What are these plans? The plans are according to the requirement of the developer, the requirement of the designer, the business owner who wants to design a website. If you want to start from beginning, if you want to start from a very low cost, then they have plan for only one website. If you are a reseller, means if you are a developer, you design many clients' websites, then you need some higher plans like professional plans or business plans. They have unlimited websites hosting, unlimited database hosting, unlimited domains, and things like that. I'm going to share all the things with you on your screen, but those are called shared hosting. Remember, those are called shared hosting. There is one more kind of a hosting which is slightly advanced from shared hosting. This is called VPS, Virtual Private Server. There are some limitations in shared hosting, but those small limitations will be eliminated if somebody booked a VPS, a Virtual Private Server. Virtual Private Server is nothing but a small computer with a limited amount of hard disk, whether 40 GB or 80 GB or 100 GB will be given to you. Okay, you can access that computer through net, through remote desktop, and you can host your website in that computer. Okay, and above that, more advanced means the big companies. Basically, big companies own their own servers. Servers are nothing but, though they are also computers, what we use in day-to-day life. But the thing is that the configuration of the web servers are far much higher, far much advanced than our local machine. Those servers are being connected with internet, high-speed internet 24/7. Those servers are, those computers are, the server computers have a very different kind of and very advanced kind of a hardware the kind of hard disk they use, the kind of processors they use, the kind of RAM they use, the motherboard they use. Those are very high quality and high configured things. Those the servers components are made only for servers. That's why they run 24/7 and no backing, no shutting down of them. So if you are a beginner, if you are a startup, you can just and if you have some money to invest, you can just go for a booking a domain or a URL for yourself. And if you have a little more money, then you can purchase a shared hosting plan. So enough talking, let me just show you something. Just open Google Chrome. And I personally select GoDaddy because I have a VPS, virtual private server, in it. Remember, if somebody says you virtual private server, VPS, VM, virtual machine, RDP, remote desktop protocol, VM, and VPS, virtual private server, all these things are same. So when you go to hosting, you can see when I go to hosting, the page which opens, you can see it over here. You can get in a server category, we have VPS and dedicated server. We have web hosting for business reseller, window hosting. We have Linux hosting also and window hosting also. The difference between Linux hosting and web hosting is that operating system, somebody if somebody designs the website, HTML website on PHP, they will select the hosting package Linux. And if somebody designs the websites on ASP.NET, like me, what I do, I always use Windows Server. They have Windows operating system on that server. The difference between this Linux and Windows Server is that if you design, the advantage of Windows Server is that if you have a website designed on PHP, that can also be hosted on Windows Server. But if you have a website designed on PHP, that can only be hosted, or you can say uploaded, only on Linux Server. ASP.NET can be hosted on Windows Server. ASP.NET cannot be hosted on Linux Server. Only PHP elements, only PHP projects can be hosted on Linux Server. But on Windows Server, you can host PHP also, you can host HTML also, you can host ASP.NET also, you can host a website designed on Python also, website design on Node.js and AngularJS, or any website. So this is the difference between Linux hosting and Windows hosting. If I go to Windows hosting plan, that's why Windows license is free, so that you can host in a very less cost on a window on a Linux platform. Okay, you can see it over here. For startup, they have hosting package for 99. Just I will suggest you don't get excited if you see the plan. It's all completely it's a trap to attract the customers. The plans never started from 99 per month. As soon as you somebody books the plan and go to the cart, after adding tax, and it will take you to around more than 2,000 rupees. So this price, what you are saying, is just a lookup price. That's it. So if somebody is a starter, wants to host a website and have some money, they can book a domain and they can get to host only one website. They will get 30 GB of storage, unlimited bandwidth, 50 FTPs. FTPs are the process to upload files directly to the web server. If somebody book a economy plan of 199, they will also get 100 GB space, one website to host, unlimited bandwidth, 10 MySQL database, 1 MS SQL database, 200 MB, 50 FTPs, and these are the configurations for as you go higher and higher. So first, let me just tell you what are the things. You can see it over here. One website, and on a startup package you are getting 30 GB. Economy package you are getting 100 GB. What does this two means? This two means that the amount of pages, the folders, the CSS files, the JavaScript files, the pages of your websites, the images, all these things combines, and they have a weight. They have some space, whether 10 GB, 20 GB, 30 MB, 40 MB, 100 MB. So this page denotes that only. Means your websites cannot be exceed 30 GB. Okay, the size of a website should be less than 30 or 30 GB on startup hosting plan. On the economy hosting plan, your website, you can host only one website. It's written clearly over here. So you can host the entire website size should less than or equal to 100 GB. This is the size. Now this term, the bandwidth, what does the bandwidth mean? Bandwidth means, first let me give you an example. If I open a website, if you open a website, suppose let's take example for MuteBreak only. If my website is being hosted on a shared hosting package, on a shared hosting plan, what I'm just you are seeing, you have a limitation. Suppose what if my website is being open 5,000 times, means 5,000 people open MuteBreak at the same time, at the same moment. What will happen? The server will not fulfill the requirement. The server will not fulfill the request for all those users at the same time. So in that case, what will happen? The speed of the opening of the site on your browser will be less, will be decreased. So that depends upon the bandwidth. If the bandwidth is very much high, then what will happen? The number of traffic on your website, if it increase or decrease, the time of opening a website on a browser will remain same. Okay, if you have a limited bandwidth, then that particular amount of size can be served by the server for the client. Means on a shared hosting, you can see unmetered bandwidth, but there's no such thing called unmetered bandwidth. Okay, for shared hosting, they have some limit, whether 1 GB, whether 2 GB, whether 5 GB, whether 10 GB bandwidth. If your website is open, if 10,000 people open a website at the same time, at the same moment, and your bandwidth is 5 GB, so what will happen? The server will not be able to fulfill the request at the same time, because the traffic is requesting more than 5 GB of file to be open in every user browser. So what will happen in that case? Your site will be the uploading time of your site on your browser will be decreased. So this is the thing which is called bandwidth. Okay. Now it is written unmetered bandwidth, but there is no such thing called unmetered bandwidth on a shared hosting package. Okay, though you can see two MySQL database. MySQL stands for Microsoft SQL Server, and MS SQL stands for Microsoft SQL Server. MySQL basically is also a database, and MS SQL is also a database. So in any of the shared hosting, you can see somebody is giving in some plan it's giving 25 MySQL database 1 GB each, and MS SQL 2 MS SQL database 200 MB each. So these are the disadvantage of shared hosting. They limit the database. They limit the database size. Suppose in my MuteBreak, I have more than you can say 1 TB of data. Sorry, 1 GB of data. The database, the user information, the articles, the images, basically database, because images not being saved in the database, they are saved in the folder. Their link is saved on the database. So on my VPS, the advantage is that I can keep the database size according to myself. I don't have to depend that only 200 MB will be provided by the hosting package. So if the database, if I have hosted on a shared hosting, and if the database increases 200 MB, then it will be a trouble for me. And as the user increases, the traffic increases, the shared hosting will not be able to take the load of that traffic for e-commerce or content website. So that's why we have not chosen shared hosting. We have taken a VPS. Okay. So these are the plans you can go for. And now what we will do, we will just go to some other plan. We will go for VPS. What is VPS and dedicated server? Dedicated server are the servers of 1 TB, 2 TB, great machines, the great computers, heavy computers with a heavy configuration. You can call it VPS, the small brother of dedicated server. Okay, though they are server, they are not server, but act like a server. They can hold the traffic, they can bear the traffic, as many traffic as they want. The beginners of startup companies like for e-commerce or content writing, they do start with VPS only. Okay, in VPS you will not see amount of database, amount of bandwidth, the which you were seeing just right now before on shared hosting. You will see the entire computer configuration over here. 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM, 100 GB SSD. It's upon us that what will be the size of the database, how much hosting we will do, how much websites we will do hosting on VPS. It's completely depend upon us. What the service provider is giving us, they're giving us a system, a computer, an internet computer, where we can upload our websites and just attaching the connecting with the link, the domain which we purchased, and that website could be of 1 MB also, could be of 1 TB also, but the limited size is 100 GB. Okay, in the same manner, we have 200 GB also and 400 GB also. They are different packages. The servers will be the same. Now, till here, whatever I have told you, I have showed you. Do you have any doubt in a domain name, in hosting packages, or in any other confusion in VPS or dedicated server, or any other thing? Question? Do you all have anything, or shall I proceed further? Anybody? Well, nobody has a question, isn't it? Okay. Then I'll do one thing. I'll just proceed further. Now I will be making you learn that how you can host your site for free. As we have seen that the hosting requires money also, but there is a process to host your website for free. Only HTML websites, not .NET, not Python, not JSP, not any other, not Python website. The websites developed on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript can be hosted for free, and the link can be shared to your friends also. So what we will do, we all know and we all have used are using our Gmail account. Okay, we all are using our Gmail account. So have you ever heard that the Gmail account which we are using is connected, every account of Gmail is connected with a Google Drive also? Means if I create a Gmail account, then I will get a space in a Google Drive also for free. Means there's no time limit for Gmail account. I'm not paying any penny for creating a Gmail account or accessing a Gmail account. In the same way, Google also provide us 15 GB of space. I repeat, 15 GB of space free of cost by us to upload some and keep some data over there. That data can be in a form of image, that data can be in a form of videos, that data can be form of files. That 15 GB space is connected with our Gmail account, and we will remain there forever. But remember, only 15 GB. So what we will do, we will use that 15 GB of space given by Google in a form of Google Drive. We can use that space to host our website also. Means to upload our website on Google Drive, and we will create a link and we'll share that link, and anybody who will access that link can see the website, but only HTML websites. So whenever you open your Gmail, you will see this thing, Drive. So as you open your Drive, what will happen? A blank page will be open. If somebody doesn't have something in it, it will be blank. But if somebody has uploaded something, you're going to see that thing for lifetime over there. So as I have opened, let's see what's in my Google Drive. Okay, I have files over here. Some PDF files, some logos are there. Some PPT files are also there. Some Google form is also there. Everybody is doing it over here. Okay, now we are here in our Google Drive, and you can see some over there. So these are the files which has been uploaded by me, and it has been used for several times and for several things. Now the process of uploading a website is very simple over here. You just need to right click. You just need to right click on the blank any blank space, or you can add new. You can see the new button up left corner just below the drive, and if you click this new button, what will you see? You will create a new folder, and we all know how to upload files in any folder. Just drag and drop. Okay, so what we'll do, we will just create a folder over here. We just drag the website and we will upload it to over here. So what will happen? A folder like this will be created. You can see the folder over here. A folder like this will be created, and if we upload the entire website inside it, as I have uploaded a sample website over here, in the same manner and in the same way. Now, after uploading the website over here, what you have to do? You have to right click on that particular folder in which your website has been uploaded, and you have to go to share. A link will be opening. You can see a link, a small window pop up will open. Okay, now what you have to do over here is to copy this link, or you can change it. You can change it to anyone on the internet with this link can edit. Sign is required. If you want to change this particular thing, is you can change it. Anyone on this link? Okay, it's let it be. Let me copy the link over here. We will copy the link and we will just click to done. But we have copied the link of a website. Now, if we put that link in anywhere in the browser, the website will not open directly, though the file situated in that folder will open. That particular link will take you to this drive, to this folder, but your website will not open. So what we will do, we will open a tab, a new tab. And we will write drv TV RI drv.tv v dot drv. Okay, the site can't be reached. I might the name might have been slipped from my mind. TDRI.TV. Just a minute, let me just Google it. Okay. It's drv.tw. drv.tw. You just open this site, and what does it do? It's a linkage site for the Google Drive. Whatever Google Drive I have opened, in whatever Google Drive I have hosted the site, this will directly take me to that site. Host on Google Drive. Let's click on host on Google Drive. And this will ask you on which drive you want to access, on of which Google Drive you want to access, of which account, and you will click allow. And as you click allow, what will happen? The website folder of which you have uploaded on your Google Drive will be seen over here with all the files in it. Okay, now let's see. It's taking some time. Now, this is the thing. This is the place where we can get the HTML HTTP, means the link. Okay, so you can see it over here. This is the link, the above link. If we click on the above link, what will open? Let's see. Okay, you can see a website over here. Let me just share this link to you all, guys, to try it on your browser. So the purpose of sharing this link to you all, guys, is to open and see whether the site's open or not. This website, you can share these links to anybody. The site will open. Where this site is being hosted, it's hosted inside my Google Drive. As I said, you all have Gmail accounts. Search for Google Drive. After making a website, in HTML website, just upload the folder. You can just drag and drop, or you can create a new folder and upload the entire files in that folder. Now what you have to do, you have to right click on that folder and click to share, and change the setting of that folder to anyone. You can do it from here only by clicking the change button. Make it anyone on the internet with this link can edit. Just select this section by changing it, and what you have to do, you just click on done. And the next step, what you have to do, you have to open a link which is drv.tv. If you open this link will directly take you to your Google Drive, or if you have more than one Google accounts on your browser, it will gonna ask you for which account to be accessed. And when you open that particular amount, the website folders, the website files will be you will see the file names appearing on your screen. Just click on the first link and your website will open. Now this website is being hosted where? In my Google Drive, and I don't have to pay a penny for that also. So this is the way to host your website free, your HTML website free on Google Drive, and just copy the link. Now you can see the link is slightly big. Whenever I have to share this link, I have to share the entire link, and it's hard to remember. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just copy this link and make it short. There's one more tool on internet which is called tinyurl.com. Okay, this is a tool, online tool, which can be used to make a long any link long to short. So the Google Drive link which I'm getting to access my website is something long link. So what I will do, I will just copy this link. I will open tinyurl.com and I will make it short. I will paste it over here and make tinyurl button over here. And you can see in a second that I just have got this HTTP sign which says https preview.tinyurl.com/y3xavogs. Okay, so this is a link what we get from tinyurl, and as we open this link in our browser, the same site is going to open to us. Oh, sorry, I might have copied the wrong link. This is the link, sorry. This might be the link over here. Okay, so you can see that if we paste this link, I'm sending you to your on your message. This link can also be used to access our website. So what we did, we uploaded in our HTML website on Google Drive. We accessed our Google Drive through trv.tw website, and as we open our Google Drive from there, it gives us the link, the first page link of the website hosted in our Google Drive. If we click the link, the entire website will open, but the link will be long and it's not enough to memorize it. So what we will do, we'll just copy that link. We will open tinyurl.com and we will paste that link and make it short. And we can also share this short link to anybody we want, our friends, the clients, for our business purpose, the startup business purpose, and the same website is gonna open. If you have some money, a small amount of money, I'm talking about the startups, the persons, the students who want to do startups and the students who want to practice. If they book a domain, a professional domain from HostGator, GoDaddy, of a couple of hundred rupees according to the name, that can also be linked with this URL also. Suppose you have a desired name according to your choice, ABCD, suppose ABCD India.com. Suppose you booked a domain, and you can also connect that particular domain through DNS with this link, so that anybody types abcdindia.com, this website will open. In that case, you have to pay only for the domain, not for the hosting charges. So guys, anybody has any question? I require some questions from your side so that you can ask me anything related to today's session also, and anything related to previous sessions also, as the sites will be the videos will be the links of the videos of previous sessions will be sent to you. Any question? Does anybody have any question? Oh, no question, I guess. So tomorrow what we're gonna do, we're gonna covering all in quick from module 1, means from the day 1. We'll be discussing about the sites, the reference websites that you can visit for your reference, if you are planning to do something on website designing, those websites are I personally used those websites for my own work, and basically there are many websites for if you want to take a reference from for any website designing or any other programming language. But the website which I used a few websites for HTML coding, for JavaScript coding, for ASP.NET coding also. So I will be sharing those websites. If I think if they have helped me, they are definitely going to help you also. And we will be discussing some queries and question and answers from your side regarding this entire session of 7 days. So what we will do, we will try to keep it clean, and we will be introducing more and more sessions, knowledgeable sessions for you guys, for students, for startups, so they can carry their so that they can carry out their work easily and know something and increase in their knowledge. So anybody still don't have any questions for me for today's session or for the previous sessions, day 1, day 2, day 3? I believe everybody's tag system is making of tags and using of tags on a website is clear. How to do some changes on templates, small templates for beginners. I believe all the things are clear from my side and for your side also. If not, you can just hit me with a question and I'm definitely gonna answer it. So I will wait for 2 minutes. Anybody has a question, just raise your question for today's session also and from previous sessions also. Anybody? I guess nobody has any question. So it's okay. That means you have understood something. The thing which I am just telling you all is not a rocket science. It's a very simple thing. Many things are there. There are many things to be learned. There are many things to be known. The secrets, the tool tips, the hacks of everything related to website are there, but very less people know about it. We in a kind of a profession that we have to dig something which is less and less cheaper than lesser, so that we can carry out our work easily and in very less cost. So those things are you will not finding in any book, and you will be finding the tips and trick of making websites and uploading it for free. These kinds of hacks you will only gonna learn from any professional who will be who is working from a very long time, and you will not find all these things on any book. Okay, so you have to learn these tools and tips from a professional, so that you can if you think and if you want to start your own website for your business, for your startups, that might help, that may help, and that will definitely gonna help. And our main motive and idea and our target is to help youngsters, the students, the startups to know more and more about technology and what the TechCat is doing. Basically, TechCat is working for the students also, for the persons who are willing to gain their knowledge in the field of technology, in the field of online applications, in the field of marketing, in the field of entrepreneurs, in the field of startups. They are working, and I really appreciate they have organized this kind of sessions for students also. So let me just go through the day from day to day 6 sessions. On day of session 1, we have learned what is a website. On day and what is a domain, though I have covered the domain hosting part today also. On day 2, we just we discussed about HTML and few tags and what is a bootstrap and examples we just saw. On day 3, we just learned about the tags, how to design a website from scratch. On day 4, we just did some modification on a template. We just uploaded it, downloaded it from a Google, the websites, and we just did some modification on a template by using Visual Studio 2012. On day 5th, that's yesterday, we used template. We changed the templates look, and we did some changes to our templates. Today, we just learn about something about the hosting, the domain. What is the domain? What is the hosting? We learned about Google Drive. We learned how to host something on a Google Drive. Getting the website link. We just learn how to get our website link. Everything, the tutorial will be provided to you through a video link also. And the project on which we have been working is gonna send you through mail also. And tomorrow we're gonna cover some in a quick manner from day 1 to day 6, the portion, the sites we will be discussing about, so that you can take reference, and we will have a query sessions. So just if you have some time, just go through whatever I have told, whatever I have discussed from last few days. And if you have some questions, just note it down so that you can ask me directly tomorrow. Still nobody has any questions for me? Okay, then I will be ending this session. If you all guys don't have any thing for me to ask, then I will be closing this session. And you all guys have my email ID and my number also, so that if you have any query in future, just get in touch with me.